Good afternoon, everybody. This is Deckard6, and welcome back to Grab Bag Games. Are you excited? I'm excited. I know exactly what game we're making this time. I was going to make it the end of last episode, but we were already at 30 minutes. Come on. Give it a little time to load, I suppose. Alright, mature, large game, sci-fi, action on our O box, the M box, and the PlayStation 3. Play system. It'll be the Planet of the Cat Girls. And we are going to have so much fun with those frisky feminine felines. Alright, at the end of the year we have to pay back the bank. That's okay. We are rolling in the dough. I mean, it would be nice to have that 13 million, effectively 7 million that we're actually, or 6 so that we're actually losing. Alright, we're going to tweak things just a little bit. Engine up, gameplay down. Alright, gameplay can get up there as well. Get all those features in. Yeah, that'll work. We'll have some of you guys put some boost into this as well. Not sure if boost has that much of an impact when you're actually making the game. As I said, I think it's better when you're training, but it definitely provides something. And it's been keeping us sort of topped off on our scores, keeping us in that 9 to 10 range rather than the 7 to 8 range. So I'm giving it credit for that. I'm not sure if it actually has earned that credit, but I feel like it's earned it in my mind. It's at the very least a psychological crutch. Alright, we're done with that. We're going to do a large booth. Alright, the bank is deducted from our account. That's less than 10% of our money nowadays. We can also do a large campaign and generally just start hyping the heck out of these games. You guys need to real quick take off. And the PC is going to start growing soon. Not that that's going to matter too much for us unless we start doing some strategy games or something. Otherwise, I think we're going to stick with the O box, the M box, and the PlayStation Play system. Alright, we could just show off a fairly full build of Planet of the Cat Girls at E3. Gains us plenty of hype. Our sort of hype ball's been knocked off the rails by our low cash at the last G3. We will probably be spending more on sound than world design. Personally, I'd love to spend time on world design with Planet of the Cat Girls. Unfortunately, action just isn't that good for it. Though what kind of action you're getting up to on Planet of the Cat Girls is your own business, none of mine. I'd love to also make some sequels to this as well. There's a sequel my roommate has specifically encouraged me to make. Come on, you guys, you gotta flesh out a few more points. We're sort of stuck here on official headers. I think we're waiting for these guys to... There we go. Yeah, we can't, yeah. Day and night cycle. Whatever kind of action you're getting up to on Planet of the Cat Girls with a day and night cycle. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know it. Anyway, what do we have going on? AAA will be done soon enough, so our next game can be a AAA. That means we have really big profit potential as long as we keep scoring really well. It's also worth the extra time put into your development cycle and your downtime as well. We might research graphics version 7 next. I think that's what we'll do with our lab as soon as we get a couple more specialists. And once we get graphics version 7, we can make another console which will probably carry us over to the end of the game. Since we can definitely afford to put as much money into this console's build quality as we want. Get a few extra sales that way. AAA is complete. Excellent. I'm going to wait just a little while to let this produce research points so that we have at least enough research points to train a specialist and do a round of training. I'm debating on who to do. I'm thinking we're going to put Bill Gameplay as our next specialist. We're a bit heavy in the design points. We're definitely going to spend a good part of our next cycle training basically everybody, I think, in tech. So we're going to do another action game, and we're just not quite ahead enough in tech to get that perfect balance. Ooh, we're also probably going to release for the next gen of consoles as well. And if we release this, start the next game just before the next G3, it should give us, the score is just a little bit higher than last time. Graphics version 7, yep. So you're going to train in gameplay. Everyone else is going to do some contract work, mainly for the research points. Find some aliens, guys, seriously. I love that that would actually be an event for when you complete alien search. You found something. Receive extra research points, or possibly a unique tech. Sort of alien integrated systems. Come on, that would be so cool. But it could be a little broken and would just encourage trying to farm alien search whenever you could. Unless it actually wasn't that strong. Oh wow, over 1 million in the first. People like their Planet of the Cat Girls. Plus, we're selling this on our own system. We're selling lots of units. We're well set. We're almost at the quarter mark for our income. A couple of AAA games should do this for us. I was a bit worried there when we were just sort of hovering just below 100 million. And we were sort of at the whim of topics, but we've got a few good topics. We're not going to actually generate the game report. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get anything new really out of this. Instead, we're just going to train. We can generate the game report next time, and I want to get this started before G3. I'm going to have you do a programming course, because you're already so high. Nope, not game report. I know it's really tempting. Programming course, because you're already so high. Programming course, because we just want you to get higher. You're just going to do a code jam. You're going to do a code jam. You are also going to do a code jam. And you are going to do a programming course. Spends virtually all of our research points. Gets everyone a lot more tech so that we can really pump out the extra tech points in this next game, our medieval action game, which will also be our first AAA game. Potential to make some serious cash on that one. Alright, we're going to just start it before G3, which means we should cover 2 G3s with a nice, mature action game on the O box, the PC, and I guess the MBox 360, since the one isn't out yet. And the PC has had a huge jump. This will be Viking Raiders. We don't actually have the Viking topic, unlike in the unofficial expansion. That doesn't mean we can't do something Viking themed, and, well, my love of all things Viking is nothing I conceal. I am very open about it. They're awesome. Alright, and we can also start doing graphics version 7 there. So we can get a nice, powerful console out. Well, we probably could have waited for that. Here's the problem I was worried about. Billy can't handle gameplay anymore. And story, but we can put Marcus on story. Hell, we can even get branching stories. We can get every feature in here. Everything. Just all pile it in. Just pile it all in, boys and girls. Alright, they're just going to get a real first look at basically like concept art for Viking Raiders and some basic gameplay concepts. We're not going to have that much to show off at G3. But the dev cycle on this is something like 14 or 16 months. So we're going to get another G3 in there. And our points are going to be huge, but it's going to also make it hard to judge how well we've done compared to the earlier games. It's always the problem jumping up a square. You guys can just go on vacation real quick. You can boost your engine. Rev your own engine a little bit. It'll throw us off a little bit as we wait for these guys to get whatever points they were going to throw. Gameplay, sure, boost. I mean, this also was so long that I have no problem using boosts. Everyone's going to have their boosts up again for training. I haven't looked at what our next topic is going to be. I'm trying not to plan that far out right now. I'm focusing on like the next 2 topics ahead. And this time I was just thinking about getting our first medieval action game, AAA, on good consoles, with good hype. Alright, finish up the gameplay, you guys. I mean, it might be a good thing that they're taking a little extra time, is letting us generate a little extra hype. But it's not really a lot and probably not worth it considering our costs. Oh, we're crumble. The 360 is not really going to provide us with any market share. Unfortunately for us, the O-Box is going to remain on the market and the PC is going to remain on the market, so it's no big deal to us. We're going to voice over it with no better dialogues. Cheesy, accents and all that go forward. Now, level design can't quite fit everything with the level it's at, but I think we can turn it up to a level where it can. And still fit everything and everything else. Great. Do some great level design in this. Marcus, you can throw in a little bit in dialogue since we bothered to include the voiceovers. You can actually direct them. I'm actually going to let you run, I think. No. No, we're going to need you on graphics. Yeah. If it was the last cycle, I would just let her go through and wait until we were in post-dev. Ooh, we made almost $500,000 or $500 million on the Xbox 360. That's pretty good. These guys, however, I am going to let run since they've already done almost all their important stuff and they're just a little bit later. Plus, I think I can possibly boost her to temporarily cancel out the effects of her fatigue. That's what it's called. Game Inquiry. Oh, I was hoping for a hype boost because I was so confident in this one. Artificial Intelligence. There we go. Because we're spending time on artificial intelligence right now. Get some actual, sword fighting movements going in. And you have to actually have enemies that can, react to that. If you're going to be using shields and possibly even group formations at some points. Finish up the last in artificial intelligence there, Diane. Alright. Advanced Stereoscopic 3D, we got everything already in sound. We're going to throw in some rich backstory because, let's face it, Vikings have rich backstory. You guys are going to boost now just to raise your fatigue again. And it goes up a little bit. It'll at least keep them going, and you can boost during graphics. There we go. And we get another G3 in the cycle here, which should really give us tons of hype. It's also going to soon be time to start another hardware manufacturing, but I'm going to wait and do a round of researches for various techs first. See if there's anything else we want to cram into that. See if there's any other engine features that are also console features. I wish I should make a list of engine features that are console features, so I'm never like, oh, I'm not sure about this. Is it really? I think it is. Alright, we're still getting more attendees than we have fans, but it's going to cross that point in the near future. Or not every fan can make it to the convention. We might then start hosting our own. Who knows? But we're sitting comfortably at $250,000 just because the O-Box is trickling in, $1 million a month at the moment. Not a lot compared to the fact that we're spending all this. You guys aren't producing any points anymore. Might have had bad timing on this, but oh well. It'll get us closer to syncing everybody up. You know what I mean? Send you guys on vacation, though. You can come back and finish up with the last bit of the bug editing. Strange combinations. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to help us at all. I'm pretty sure medieval action is already a solid game type, and about $500,000 made on the PlayStation 3. I'll talk about working getting one synced up. Almost everyone's going to be synced up except for Diane, I think. Because I did buckle in and let her go on vacation early. Taking forever to get through all these bugs with just 2 people working. It's kind of ridiculous. Though everyone will be back to work soon. There we go. Come on, guys. Now we gotta clean up these bugs. I'd love to start the next game just before G3 again and get that double dip that we can do. But I'm not gonna push it. I'd rather have one good game that gets one good G3 than a mediocre game that gets 2 G3s. Come on, guys. Let's get this out just before Christmas. I don't think the game actually, tracks things like Christmas season sales and all that stuff. Wouldn't it be amazing if it did go in that much depth? It would be kind of epic. Alright. We are going to have some... You're going to start doing generate game report. We have some new engines to research. What can we do? What can we do? What goes into it? Maybe... I actually think we've got the feature list filled out. So what do we still have points we can fit in? We are full on level design. We want more artificial intelligence, but the next artificial intelligence is until the very end. We might be able to fit more in gameplay. We can probably fit some small things in dialogue. So let's grab dialogue tree. What else do we want? You can probably fit something small in story and quests. And we can probably take orchestral soundtrack, because we were previously able to fit everything in. Ooh, Viking Raiders is just no good. Partly because we probably had our team not working a whole lot. The 7s are sort of helping us out a little bit. So, what is that, a 6.5? What's our new topics? Racing and cyberpunk. I guess any game I make with Vikings recently has been cursed. Fortunately, as I said, we have tons of money. Quality assurance budget can go all the way up. Let's see what console pictures we have. We're going to have this be the O-Core. No, it's going to be the, let's see, we have the Wii U in real life. So this one's going to be the PU. Sort of the sound you make when you little kids smell something gross. PU. And we're going to turn up everything on it. Alright, Viking Raiders is just doing decidedly mediocre all around. Come on, I really need you to... Oh, you're just doing game reports. Excellent. So we can start the next engine with graphics version 7. Oh, there's the multi-platform arguments. I forgot it. Whoopsie daisy. Castle soundtrack. And this will probably be our biggest effing engine. I'm not sure if we're going to make another one after this, because it's got graphics version 7 and probably will fit everything we can into this engine. I'm just going to wait as long as you can go before I send you on vacation. See if I can get you synced up with other guys. The PU. Alright. We're looking at trying to go into the final push here, folks. Probably next episode. Viking Raiders, it's going to slow us down a little bit, but our new console will do fantastic. I'm confident in it. It's got graphics version 7. Didn't give us the heads up. It might have actually been hurt by the topic thing, but I never thought those could hurt you, only help you. I thought they only give you a bonus if you match their criteria, not a penalty if you don't match them. Okay, it's also our first AAA game. We don't have as many potential specialists as we could. Speaking of which, I just looked at our research points. We can fill out our specialist pool with a engine. I'm actually going to make you sound. And that will get us everything really of note as far as important specialists for the types of games we're making. Racing action also will be great. Racing action will be great. We'll have a Go-Go Speed Racer. I watched a fair amount of Speed Racer when I was young. It wasn't that great to me, but the very idea that a show, like a cartoon show, could have ongoing plot was still so novel and still so intriguing to me that I watched a lot of it. Alright, you're going on vacation now. Alright, hopefully those specialists help. We're also going to continue to train in programming, I think. At least we're going to train you in programming since you're already good in speed. I think everyone else is going to get a project management course. Because we're just trying to throw away research points right now and throw cash into something that's going to make a successful game next time. If we're going to make a game about going fast, everyone should be going fast. That's my justification. If we are going to make a game about speed, our people should be speedy. That's my logic. And I think we have enough time to squeeze one more AAA game out this episode. I mean, it's going to be a little close considering, how long AAA games take. But I think we can do it. Because we are going to be doing a AAA racing game called Go-Go Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go. And it's going to be for everyone. It's going to be action. It's going to be on the O-Box. It's going to be on the Xbox One. And it's going to be on the PC. And it's going to use our biggest fucking engine. Biggest effing engine. There's nothing actually copulating about it. It's just, it likes to swear. And Viking Raiders is not selling great, but it's, it's still selling. It's going to sell 400 million, or 4 million units overall. Can we fit advanced cutscenes in? Only if we go to linear story, and that's the same as simple cutscenes. And can we turn this up just a little bit? Yeah. Yeah, and we still can fit everything. Yeah, it looks fine. It's fine. Get a few more engine features in. It's always good. And we can't do any boosting right away just because we did our training so quickly. And let's see, what were we at last time? Oh, here comes everyone. You just went on vacation, so you should be good. We're going to wait until these two need to go on vacation, I think. So you're all going to be in this cycle, I think, so we'll just send you on vacation now. Get the most out of your... visor support. That's something else we can research. We might do one more engine just to include visor support. Let's see what we got here. We're going to be spending more in engine. We're spending more on our engine that's going to emulate engines. So I'm actually fairly excited to see what happens with visors. I think we're more likely to see good things done with visors than we have with motion controls. At least, alright, motion controls work great if you want to have your basic Jarvis thing where you're like, just wave your hand, bring up your control panel for your house, and start doing things with your house. That is potentially awesome. Though make sure it's on a closed network so nobody can hack your house. We have another strange combinations. Well, totally not relevant to us at the moment. Let's see, what else do we have? What was I saying? Can we do dialogue trees? No, we can't. Oh well. Dialogue's just not that important in a racing game. We are, however, going to get into the marketing with a large campaign. We're running low on cash again. It always keeps happening to us. Let's drop the R&D budget. That's $1 million a month we can save. Still want the PU to go out. And we're going to boost you on level design. Let's boost you here as well. And we're going to boost you as soon as it hits artificial intelligence. There we go. And we are going to get one G3 into this. It's going to be a fairly late G3 too, so it should give us plenty of hype. O-Box is now officially losing money over what it costs to maintain. But that's okay, because the PU is about to come out. Can we fit the orchestral soundtrack in? We can totally fit the orchestral soundtrack in. This will be some Halo sort of oh going on in this one. I hope that wasn't close enough to trigger a flag. I really hope it wasn't. Anyway, so I think motion controls are more going to be useful in day-to-day life. Hope we're going to announce our console definitely. Than they're going to be in gaming for a while yet. There will reach a point where I think motion controls will work, but there's a certain level of disconnect where when you're working with a tool, you're aware that you're working with a tool, and it's an extension. So you can get the head. I turn the wheel, I'm turning left. I push the stick left, I'm turning left. But actually turning left and or running forward doesn't have the same connect because your body's thinking it should be behaving in a certain way. Whereas the tools provide you with a significant disconnect that allows it to sort of internalize the difference, if that makes sense. There's an actual technical term for it, but unfortunately I am not the biggest science nerd that I know, so I can't tell you. I'm actually going to wait. Stop-oo. I'm going to wait until this sells so that the O-Box doesn't go off the market. Then, once this has had a couple of weeks to sell, then the PU will come out. That's the plan, by the way. I can actually plan, and now that we're trying to get our billion-dollar challenge, it matters. So as you can see, we're under $100 million with 6 years to go. We are basically going to be trying to earn $1 billion from scratch in actual terms of cash. But with all the infrastructure, the tech, the coordination, the team we've built up over the last 30 years. I'm going to push this button and we're going to see what starts happening in terms of sales. Good combo, new combo, great management. What was our next topic? It was something decent for action as well. Advanced physics and self-learning AI. That's what we're also going to need in our last engine. Send you guys on some quick contract work. Space shuttle. Go find those aliens yourself. It's apparently your listening to the skies isn't working. Go Speed Racer is now getting fantastic reviews. Alright, a 9 in there's fine. We're still getting fantastic reviews. Okay, it wasn't all games describing this once. It was Informed Gamer. Maybe they are informed of something I don't know. And we're just selling millions of units in the first week. 2 million units in the first week. Heck yes. Generate game report. Go Speed Racer. We are going to research. Excuse me. Advanced physics and that one snuck up on me. Otherwise, I would have muted my mic. Advanced physics and self-learning AI. We're also probably advisor support is a gameplay, not a graphics, like I keep thinking it is. So we're probably not going to research that right away. We do have Cyberpunk as our next action topic. Well, we haven't yet reached our cap, so let's throw visor support in there and see if it fits. What's the worst that can happen? And I guess we'll research transport. We have to do a transport simulation if we keep going. And we've sold over 5 million units. Once we've sold through the first 2 months, I'm going to turn on our hardware lab again. So far it's been 6 weeks, 7 weeks. You guys can go all on vacation. We're so close to being all synced up, but not quite. Oh, customer satisfaction is going down because of the backlog. But now it's been a month. I have no problem if the O-Box goes off the market. It's really not going to impact our sales that much. We are going to start doing our final engine with advanced physics, visor support, and self-learning AI. Man, we could be causing Skynet right now, okay? I'm just letting people know we're doing a cyberpunk game with self-learning AI in it. I'm just going to let people know that there is a decent chance we might be responsible for Skynet. It's it's possible. All right? I'm putting it on the table that we may be responsible for the end of the world. This, I don't want to end the episode here since it's sort of in the middle of everything, but we're at 30 minutes. I think I'm going to end it when we actually get the console release. And we'll start next time by seeing how great our console sales are. We might not even need. I'm going to do it in a long episode. I'm just going to go this one through to the end. We're probably only going to need one more game anyway. It's that simple. We're going to need one more game plus our console sales. We are good. We're just good. We're done. Most modern console ever and has a great feature list. Build quality is excellent and they expect it to be uber successful. Everyone else can just do project market training. We're just going to spend all of our remaining research points. Go-Go Racer made only 300 million in sales, which is not the best, but let's face it, it's probably enough. Considering the main thing was to keep us afloat until the PU comes out. Yeah, and the PU is so far, let's see if we can turn this down to about 1 million now. It's already sold 1.5 million units. And it's not even the first month in. Number one booth, heck yes. Everyone's had their little training session. AAA, Topic, Cyberpunk, Mature, Action, on the PU, on the PC, and on the PlayStation 4. Using our final engine. And it's going to just be called Skynet. Because apparently that's what we're making now. We are using a self-learning AI in a game. Nothing can possibly go wrong with this. The PU is making about $12 million a week right now, about hovering around 10. Advanced physics and visor support. Can we fit these in? What do we have to cut? Can I cut tutorials and better user experience to fit visor there? Yep. And I can cut video playback and regular saved games. Oh, cut the basic physics. Yeah. Cut the basic physics to get the advanced physics in. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that doesn't just a toggle like the advanced cutscenes and simple cutscenes. Anyway, either way, we're doing advanced physics in this one. No more basic physics for us. You can really watch the bodies flop around. Well, I suppose that would have been the basic physics, the ragdoll flopping. Wow, I'm just realizing that we're probably going to finish this billion-dollar challenge before the final generation of consoles really gets rolling. Jiminy Cricket. And I thought this was going to be a hard one, particularly around the middle. I was panicking when we went into debt the second time. You know what? Let's hype it. We can definitely finish this this playthrough if we hype this and have it be successful. It'll have to be successful, but it will almost certainly end our playthrough if we get a hyper successful game here, since we're halfway there. Our last game made, what did it make? 300 million? Yeah, there's self-learning AI in there. Nothing can go wrong. Keep telling yourself this. All advanced intelligences are likely to be less violent than us, and are more willing to seek alternative means of problem solving. So obviously a self-learning advanced AI is going to be peaceful and will just, advance world peace. There's no way it could calculate pathetic, squishy meatbags like us as a threat and decide that we need to be exterminated. Right, you unfortunately are going to have to go on vacation. I need you in tip-top shape when it comes to graphics. Get everyone just boosting. No, firing. We're boosting. We're trying to get this the most successful game we possibly can. Just with high hype, with high scores, with high everything. It is going to be the game that ends all games. Oh, that sounds a little ominous, doesn't it? But everything I will show you, everything is perfectly safe. You are not going to find yourself sucked into an immersive world where the AI is going to use your visors to trap you forever. Come on, we need to finish this before the consoles go off the market. That's something we need to do. So finish. Alright, orchestral soundtrack, everything's good. Go. Finish this up, boys and girls. We're still over $500,000. And the PU is basically running at cost right now. But it is also dominating the market share. So it should do quite well. I'm just going to boost you guys to keep your fatigue high until we get to the post-dev. Doing a whole lot of little music bits with my so I'm hopefully singing them so badly they don't flag, or if they're short enough that they don't flag. Because I got so frustrated with getting my videos flagged. I really wish I could have pressed for harassment, but it's technically an automated service. I think somebody bigger than me, with my piddling handful of views, will have to complain about the egregious flags that keep coming up in order to get YouTube to reevaluate its content ID system. I understand you don't want copyright to be put up there, and that is perfectly understandable. It is a legal issue that has to be addressed. But just flagging videos because somebody claims it's in there is completely ridiculous. It really requires some level of human intervention at any stage before you start flagging videos like that. Or at the very least, if the particular thing is a repeated problem with a false flag, somebody investigates it. Just saying. Alright, clearing up all the bugs. We've got 600 so hype. I actually was wrong. PU is making more than cost, because it's making about cost to operate it, continue to produce it, every month. It's making that every week right now. So it's still doing pretty strong. Throw out all the bubbles we can get. Come on, guys. Just post-dev this to heck to try to make it as strong a game as possible. And as soon as the hype starts going down, we ship it. The game is done when it's done. And I'm just going to do some contract work because I'm seriously expecting the game to end with this. We'll do a game port real quick. I'm just being prepared for it to not. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 6, 6, 7. And we hyped this, didn't it? So poor sales. Okay, so this isn't going to end the game for us. Oh my god, look at how poor that's selling compared to our previous games. Arg. We'll see what we did wrong. Maybe Cyberpunk and action just isn't a good combination. So we're doing our transport sim. That's going to happen. I was really hoping to end it with this game. So I pushed it so hard and then it didn't happen. So what are we going to do? We're going to do another sim. We're going to do another round of programming training for everybody, I think. I think it's just the speed training alone isn't producing enough points to really make the game stand out. That's probably it in my opinion. I really should have been paying attention to that, but oh well. Everyone else gets around to programming training to boost us up for simulation. That'll do fine. Or we had some horrible mismatch with the PU being not great for something we did. Because our engine's great, it's just something got cross-wired somewhere. Come on, finish up with the level design, buddy. Or it could have just been a case of our previous game was so good that it threw off our numbers for this one. Considering how well it did, that's a distinct possibility. Oh, it's inverted on that. We just went with the standard design and didn't know that sound is less important than world design on a cyberpunk action, because cyberpunk in particular is important with world design. Good to know. Good to know. I'm gonna have you run through a real quick course. You can go on vacation. We should still be able to finish it in a timely fashion, just not as timely as I would have liked. And there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about during the course of it, I think. We'll see. I'll find something to ramble about. As we do a AAA, everyone, transport, sim for the PC, the PU, and the inbox next. Calling it. Going, I guess going's how you spell it, sort of spell like that. Going around town. There we go. Make a new transport simulation. Well, it's technically not a transport simulation. It certainly feels like it when you're having to manage roads. SimCity, man, some of the old ones where your roads would just get congested, and how threatening the responses to your roads are congested, you must do something, were back in SimCity 2000. Yeah. And I really like the SimCity series, even up to and through the more recent one in terms of gameplay. It really stinks that EA has essentially turned into a monster. And I'm not saying EA was conceived a monster, merely that it has become one. Which apparently it has. With the incident with the online only in the new Sims and how much difficulty it had. Oh, we're gonna hype it. Just I know we're potentially gonna win this already. We're either gonna win or we're not. We're either gonna come so close by year 36 if these hypes just continue to not turn out. But a single one that does should push us over into the $1 billion mark. All right, where was I? Yeah, it happened to some extent with Blizzard when Diablo came out. Blizzard is sort of morphing into that same kind of monster, with every game they make requiring BattleNet access. At the very least, the Blizzard's DRM also gives you access to a great multiplayer system. If you want DRM to be accepted, you have to tie it to something that people want anyway. Look at, Blizzard's tied their DRM to their multiplayer service by working their DRM into signing in for BattleNet, which has always been one of the best and most reliable multiplayer services for games. StarCraft, Diablo, they were partly successful because of how stable and well designed BattleNet was. Steam gets people to accept its DRM by being the most convenient digital distribution platform out there. I'm not going to say that that's the best, it's simply the largest and probably the most convenient because of the ease of purchase on it. Good Old Games definitely has a selection of good old games that I definitely like it for. I encourage that site purely to maintain the library of titles that might fall by the wayside if it wasn't for some site like that continuing to support them. Planescape Torment being a work of art that I went through a while where I was really worried, like, who's going to maintain this when CDs stop? Well, Good Old Games has taken up that mantle. Back to EA. They, as I've said before to my friends, EA Origin Distribution Service is like EA is like to Steam. You know what? I'm gonna make my own digital distribution service with blackjack and hookers. You know what? Forget the digital distribution. They made a digital distribution DRM and really forgot. Oh, didn't make much on that at all. Basically, forgot to actually put the digital distribution service in their always online DRM. And I'm not going to even start talking about Ubisoft and storing things offline and worst case example of it. I suppose fewer of their games are quite as tied to online as EA's, and thus the ridiculousness of requiring the always online became more apparent there, but the actual impact of the poor service wasn't as big because not being able to connect wasn't as big of an issue. And quite frankly, people could crack it quite easily. Though I played all my Ubisoft games on console, so got around that by just using it on console anyway. I'm going to wait for a second E3, I think. Unless our hype really starts going down soon. Because it could just give us so much more hype. And, I mean, the PU has finally slowed down. And I think we're basically almost at the perfect tech distribution balance for our simulation, which really should help. I've boosted everyone's points, and we're getting this G3. This really should put us in toward the very end. Come on, baby. Come on, honey. Come on, my ragtime gal. So I'm so sad singing that, don't I? No, I'm not a dead frog, so I can't quite get the perkiness level that a dead frog has. None of our skills actually reached level 10. Alright, this is really going to be it. Or reactive quests. This is really going to be it. Come on. Game reviews. Going around town. 10. This should be the end game that I was expecting from the last one. It just goes to show that you can always get hung up. You could be expecting it to be successful, but you're not always 100% sure. And all games screws me with an eye. I try to get a little support back from being the ones that actually give you the 11 when it goes to 11. But, you know, it's not going to win my heart that easy. And here we go. I'm just waiting, guys. We're going to make it on this, I'm pretty sure. Just to be careful, though. I'm gonna if it comes down to just needing these contract works, I'm going to eat my socks. Because here comes our boost for predicting it will be hyper successful. And now we're over 800 million. Made 10 million sales overall. Continue to get praised. Come on, boys and girls. This should put us over. Ugh. You're teasing me, game. You're teasing me. Just a couple million away. There we go, $1 billion. Nice, clean victory with a couple years to spare. Okay, I might be picking up something else after this. I've played a lot of Game Dev Tycoon recently. I'm going to finish up my mod series, but I think this will be it for the $1 billion challenge at the moment. I've accomplished an easier one, I've accomplished a harder one. I might go for a just really hard, $5 billion challenge with no limitations at some point. But for the time being, me and Buddy, we're going to take our $2 billion and we're going to go into retirement as far as game dev is concerned. This has been Deckard6, signing off.